Too Furious. If you love fast cars, intense street races, undercover missions, and strong friendship vibes, then this movie is definitely worth talking about. Too Fast, Too Furious is the second installment in the Fast and Furious franchise, and this time the story shifts from Los Angeles to the bright and vibrant streets of Miami. The film follows Brian O'Connor, a former cop who now finds himself pulled back into the world of undercover operations. But this time, he's not alone. He teams up with his childhood friend, Roman Pierce, and together they take on a dangerous mission to bring down a powerful drug lord. This movie is not just about racing. It's about loyalty, trust, second chances, and brotherhood. We get high-speed chases, stylish cars, nitrous boosts, and some intense action sequences that keep the adrenaline pumping. At the same time, the chemistry between the lead characters adds humor and emotional depth to the story. In today's review on UFilms, we'll talk about the movie's story, performances, action scenes, visual effects, and whether it still holds up today. So make sure you watch till the end, and if you enjoy Hollywood movie reviews, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to UFilms. Now, let's get started. Too Fast, Too Furious, 2003, directed by John Singleton, is the second installment in the Fast and Furious franchise and serves as a direct sequel to The Fast and the Furious, 2001. The film shifts its setting from Los Angeles to Miami and centers on former LAPD officer Brian O'Connor, who is now a fugitive after letting Dominic Toretto escape at the end of the first film. With high-speed street racing, undercover operations, and themes of loyalty and redemption, the movie expands the franchise's world while focusing closely on Brian's personal journey and his rekindled friendship with Roman Pierce. The story begins in Miami, Florida, where Brian O'Connor is living under the radar and making a name for himself in the local street racing scene. Having lost his job as a police officer for allowing Dom to go free, Brian has relocated and now survives by racing for money. The opening sequence immediately establishes the film's energetic tone. Brian participates in a high-stakes street race organized by Tej Parker, a charismatic promoter who oversees the local racing community. Brian drives a customized Nissan Skyline GTR, and the race features other flashy vehicles and skilled drivers. Using a combination of skill, strategy, and a well-timed nitrous boost, Brian wins the race in dramatic fashion. However, his victory is short-lived. Soon after the race, U.S. Customs agents seize his car and arrest him. Brian is brought in by federal authorities, who reveal that they have been tracking him. Rather than sending him to prison for his past crimes, they offer him a deal. The authorities are attempting to bring down a powerful Miami-based drug lord named Carter Verone, who launders money through legitimate businesses and uses street racers as couriers to transport illicit funds. Verone is intelligent, ruthless, and extremely cautious, making it difficult for law enforcement to infiltrate his organization. The agents need someone with racing credibility and experience in undercover operations. Brian fits the profile perfectly. If he agrees to help take down Verone by going undercover once again, his criminal record will be cleared. Faced with limited options, Brian reluctantly accepts the deal. Brian is told that he will need a partner to complete the operation. Remembering his old friend Roman Pierce from his childhood in Barstow, California, Brian suggests recruiting him. Roman, who has a criminal record and a deep resentment toward Brian for leaving him behind years ago, is currently living under house arrest. The authorities agree to bring Roman in under similar terms. If he helps with the mission, his record will be wiped clean as well. Brian travels to Barstow to see Roman and convince him to join the operation. Their reunion is tense. Roman feels betrayed because Brian left town and never stayed in contact, while Roman ended up facing legal troubles alone. Despite the bitterness, Roman ultimately agrees to participate, motivated by the promise of a clean slate and a large payout. Back in Miami, Brian and Roman are introduced to Monica Fuentes, an undercover customs agent who has been working inside Verone's organization for months. Monica has gained Verone's trust and works closely with him, but she is constantly in danger due to his volatile temper and suspicion. She provides Brian and Roman with information about Verone's operations and helps arrange a test to prove their worth. Verone needs reliable drivers to transport large sums of money, and he invites Brian and Roman to audition for the job. To prove themselves, Brian and Roman participate in a dangerous race and a high-speed delivery run while being pursued by police. The sequence showcases their complementary skills. Brian is calm, focused, and strategic, while Roman is more impulsive and expressive, often providing comic relief through his sharp commentary. Together, they manage to evade the police and deliver the package, impressing Verone. However, Verone remains suspicious. He conducts background checks and keeps a close eye on them, testing their loyalty at every opportunity. As the undercover operation progresses, tensions rise. Verone reveals his cruel nature when he violently assaults a detective who has been attempting to gather evidence against him. This moment underscores the stakes of the mission and makes it clear that Verone will not hesitate to kill anyone who crosses him. Monica becomes increasingly anxious, fearing that Verone may discover her true identity. Meanwhile, Brian and Roman begin to suspect that the authorities may not be telling them everything. They learn that Verone has a reputation for eliminating his drivers after they complete jobs, ensuring there are no loose ends. Realizing they may be walking into a trap, Brian and Roman decide they must look out for themselves. Despite the growing danger, the final job moves forward. Verone instructs Brian and Roman to transport a large sum of money from Miami to a remote location. The delivery involves a complex route designed to evade law enforcement, with multiple checkpoints and potential ambushes. Unbeknownst to Verone, law enforcement agencies are preparing a massive operation to intercept the money and arrest him. The climax of the film features an elaborate and chaotic street sequence in which dozens of street racers, organized by Tej and Suki, create a diversion. The racers flood the streets, confusing the police and making it nearly impossible to track the correct vehicles. This large-scale diversion highlights the sense of community among the racers and their willingness to support Brian. In a critical twist, Brian and Roman anticipate Verone's betrayal. Instead of following his exact instructions, they all